There are so many LEGO games, and in this video we are going to be looking at who is the hardest boss to defeat in every single LEGO game. And I am also going to put the bosses into a difficulty tier list to find out which game has the hardest boss. Let's go. Our first LEGO game on the list, LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Back in 2007, guides were rare, and this boss got a lot of people stuck. General Grievous isn't hard on paper, but when he jumps away and hides beside an explosive barrel, that's what got people stuck. As you are meant to build a platform with the Force, then use Commander Cody to shoot the barrel, but the aim assist barely works. So many players stood there thinking, is this even what I am supposed to do? Not a tough fight, just super unclear. Now, for the tier list, I won't say 99% of us got stuck. He's not painful, and you can figure it out. It just might take a while and you may need a guide. I'm gonna go with challenging tier. Now I want to give an honourable mention to Palpatine. The electrified floor and the annoying Imperial Guards do make the final boss tricky, but Grievous wins for how many people genuinely got stuck. And no, I am not counting Anakin. That parkour section, absolute pain. I'd rather stub my toe, but the actual boss doesn't start until the end of the level. Coming up next, who fancies some monkey brains? It's LEGO Indiana Jones: The Original Adventures. 99% of players got stuck on this boss fight. Why is it so complicated? I am glad this character can scream, so I don't have to. It's Mola Ram from the level Battle on the Bridge. The game tells you nothing. You are supposed to defeat enemies, hope they randomly drop a sword. You just rely on RNG and then throw it at the ropes holding up the bridge. Which sounds simple, except the enemies barely drop swords because of the RNG. And when they do, the bridge hitbox blocks half your sword throws, or some thug runs in the way. It is honestly a nightmare, and finally when you cut to the rope, Mola Ram charges in and grabs your heart, and unless you switch characters instantly, he retreats and you have to do the whole thing again. And even if you do it, you've got to do it 3 more times. Mola Ram goes straight into the 99% got stuck tier, a mess of RNG, broken mechanics, and zero guidance. Is that the bat signal? Next up, LEGO Batman the video game. Can you believe it that every villain gets a boss fight in this game, except Bane? I feel so bad for him. Now, the hardest boss by far in LEGO Batman the video game is Harley Quinn from Little Fun at the Big Top, and I tell you what, it's not fun. This boss battle destroyed childhood. So many players quit the game here because to defeat Harley, you have to do something you would not expect to do in a LEGO game. To beat Harley, you have to chase her in circles long enough until she gets dizzy. That is it. But the game never hints at this or tells you what to do, so you just presume when you chase her, you need to do something else to stun her. Like throwing your batarang, it never enters your head to carry on chasing her. And it gets worse. When you do figure it out, halfway through she backflips for even longer and you have to chase her for double the time before getting dizzy, crazy bitch. And once again you start doubting yourself. Am I doing something wrong now? Nope, the game's just cryptic. Harley Quinn has got to go in the 99% got stuck tier behind Mola Ram. Easy in theory, but everybody needed a guide. This next LEGO game has the most nonsensical boss fights that go so far beyond the source material. It is obsessed with making every boss a giant behemoth. It's LEGO Indiana Jones: The Adventure unfortunately continues. They made a train into a boss. A train. As much as it is stupid, I get why they did it. They only just made LEGO Indiana Jones a year before, and they wanted to have fun with the bosses and make them different. But was there any need to make this boss battle so hard? Agent Spalko. This boss battle has 3 stages and it drags on forever, but phase 2 is where friendships were broken. You have to precisely jump onto these floating rocks with pressure plates while an instant kill laser hovers over the area where you need to jump onto the floating stupid rocks from. Miss your window and boom, you're dead. And if you have played this boss on co-op, I can guarantee you had a falling out. And it doesn't help that the whip targeting is awful. The camera is a nightmare and the whole temple looks like it was rendered in 5 minutes on a potato. Now, where do I put Spalko? She isn't complicated, just painfully designed. I'll go with the painful tier. What a sour ending to an already meh Lego game. Coming up next, you're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what? It's the Lego Harry Potter collection. And no, I'm not splitting the games up. It's basically one big game now, like the complete saga. And anyway, in years 5 to 7, every boss is pretty much the same repetitive duel, and it's not challenging when you keep doing it over and over again. And that's why I prefer years 1 to 4. It had more creative boss battles. This just kind of sucked away the creativity. Anyway, for the hardest boss in the Lego Harry Potter collection, it is by far the Basilisk. Now, it starts off pretty simple. You bait the Basilisk into smashing stone walls to collect ingredients for a wizarding strength potion. We all know what it really is. But here is where everyone got stuck. After pulling the handle when you are super strong, Tom Riddle blocks the next area where you need to go. And just like with Harley Quinn, there is no indication on what to do next, and it turns out you are meant to shoot the Basilisk in the eye, which never enters your head because the Phoenix is already dealing with the Basilisk. Finally, when you do figure it out and you go down the Mario pipe to the next area, you need to pick up the sword and stab the Basilisk in the throat using Wingardium Leviosa, but every time you get close, you get blown back. Now, where do I put the Basilisk? I'm gonna put him above Grievous in the challenging tier because of that vague moment and the frustrating screaming bit. Coming up next, it looks like the Clone Wars have begun. It's Lego Star Wars 3. This is the only Lego game that made me rage quit. I never beat it as a kid, and the reason why is because of this boss. The Zillo Beast. Let's just rewind. Before you can fight the Zillo Beast, you have to go through a massive drawn-out galactic assault battle, and then you can fight the Zillo Beast, and the game is so cryptic. All it tells you is that you need to buy an RX-200 tank to take down the Zillo Beast, but it never tells you how to get it. It turns out you need to build a bunch of cannons first to unlock the tank, and absolutely nothing points you in that direction. The Zillo Beast is one of the most viewed guides on YouTube to defeat a Lego boss. So many players, myself included, ran around confused, wasting studs, building the wrong stuff until rage quitting. The only positive about the boss is that he is a good stud farm, but why would you want to go through that entire level just to do the stud farm? The Zillo Beast has to go in the 99% got stuck tier, but Mola Ram still holds the top spot for me because RNG and broken mechanics are a whole different kind of pain, and with guides, the Zillo Beast is not as bad. But young RuggedEagle never had a guide. Coming up next, hello there, Beaster. It's Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. This Lego game has a lot of tricky bosses, but none come close to the chaos that is the Kraken. This is one of the longest Lego game boss battles. The first phase is below deck, easy, but then it throws you into one of the most confusing setups in any Lego game. You deliberately have to mess up to defeat the boss. In the second phase, you are topside with Jack. You cut some ropes so Gibbs can repair the ship, which lets you raise explosives to damage the Kraken. Cool, but when you finally fire the cannon at the raised explosives, nothing happens. This is so dumb, and this confused everybody. They went away thinking they needed to do something else, but it turns out you're meant to shoot the rope holding up the explosives. There is zero logic behind it. Why did we raise the explosives in the first place just to shoot them back down? You deliberately have to mess up. Then you move into the third phase, which is more straightforward. You chuck objects into the Kraken's mouth while dodging its vacuum suck attack. But the timing is pretty brutal and tight, and dying multiple times is inevitable. Now, where do I want to put the Kraken? I'm gonna go and put him in top tier below the Zillo Beast. You might get lucky and pass the second phase first time, but even excluding that, it's a super long boss battle and dying is inevitable. Is that the bat signal again? Coming up next, Lego Batman 2. Hear me out, I genuinely love this game, but do we really need to fight the Joker robot 5 5 times, it gets a bit repetitive. Granted, you do have all of the open world bosses, though super fun, aren't exactly challenging. You could 100% beat them with your eyes closed. For main story bosses, there isn't many in LEGO Batman 2, apart from all of the ones in the opening level and the maze bosses, and I have decided that they are the hardest by far in the game. Navigating a LEGO maze while constantly getting ran over isn't my exact idea of fun. It is definitely quite a tricky boss battle, but definitely nowhere near as bad and hard as the others, so I'm gonna stick the maze bosses in a bit tricky tier. It looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Next, LEGO Lord of the Rings. Surprisingly, this LEGO game has some genuinely tough, good bosses. Apart from the Balrog, they messed him up so badly. I nearly fell asleep. All you do is just wait for him to attack. This explains exactly why Gandalf was delayed. The hardest boss in the game is Gollum, but not the final boss battle with him. The first time you fight him in the level Taming Gollum. And not only is he the hardest, this is the worst boss in the game. Before you even fight Gollum, you spend ages running in circles collecting fish, while having to stand around the Balrog. Then you finally move on to the boss battle, and here is where it gets annoying. To beat Gollum, you need to craft a fishing rod, a mechanic the game barely explains. It's just super confusing, and when you think you've fully crafted the fishing rod, it turns out that there is another part, but it looks complete. And if you accidentally pick up a crafting part with the wrong character, good luck sorting that mess out. For the tier list, I am placing Gollum behind Spalkor in Painful. It goes on for so long. Coming up next, it is time to hit the cosmic waves. It's LEGO Marvel Super Mother Heroes! This game throws a boss at you in every single level, yet somehow it's one of the easiest LEGO games for bosses overall. But there is a hardest boss, and that boss is Galactus. He is the most iconic LEGO game boss. You have to swap between multiple heroes, solve puzzles, dodge debris, all while the helicarrier is shaking and Galactus tries to suck you up. And let me just say, Galactus is brutal on the DS/Android versions of LEGO Marvel Superheroes. There is a timer. That version of Galactus is brutal, and he would go straight into the 99% got stuck tier. However, I'm only looking at the main editions of the games here. Now, I'm gonna place Galactus in the not that hard tier. Sure, he's the toughest in this game, but compared to the other bosses and what's coming up, he is not that bad. I hear an emergency. Next up, it's LEGO City Undercover. There isn't many bosses in LEGO City Undercover, but the hardest boss is Rex Fury, and this boss battle is no joke. In Phase 1, you are tossing barrels at Rex Fury on his dinosaur mech, but grab one too early and Rex will roar and slam you into the ground, causing you to mistime it, and then you'll fall into a frustrating loop of picking up the barrel, getting hit, and repeat. And it is really hard to fix the timing, and you will not damage him unless you slow down and time it super carefully. Thankfully, Phase 2 is more structured, but still a little bit messy. Enemies constantly swarm in, breaking your counterattacks, which you need to perform to damage Rex Fury, and they just get in the way, and if you strike him too early, Rex will grab you and throw you off the map. It's kinda funny though. Unlike many LEGO game boss battles, Rex Fury demands patience and precision and a lot more control than your typical LEGO bosses. So where do I put Rex Fury? I will not say he is painful, he's definitely challenging due to the timing. I'm gonna go and put him at the top of challenging tier. Next up, the LEGO Movie video game, and no, not everything is awesome. I ain't the biggest fan of the LEGO Movie video game. The levels are solid, I'll give it that, but the boss fights? Pretty forgettable. Who remembers Sheriff Not a Robot? Now, you'd think the hardest boss is Lord Business, but it's actually the giant micromanager from the level Put the Thing on the Thing. Yes, that's the actual level name. The fight is fun, but frustrating. The micromanager constantly shifts around the arena, making it tough to aim or deal consistent damage. And it gets so annoying during the segments with the Terminator-style robot. You are supposed to laser its cannon, but but even with perfect aim, the hit detection just doesn't work half the time. And the micromanager just keeps on moving, messing up your aim, and it comes with an instant kill laser similar to Agent Spalko. I'm gonna put the micromanager below the Lego Batman maze bosses in a bit tricky tier, because if it behaves, it can be a quick win. Coming up next is the Lego game where Superman got big. It's Lego Batman 3. The final boss of the game, being Giant Superman, was a cool concept but meh execution. It felt like a Galactus rehash that just didn't hit. And Lego Batman 3 across the board has some pretty good bosses, but for the hardest one, I have gone with the Predator. No, not that Predator. This one from the level Power of Love. The Predator takes up 3/4 of the level. You are juggling puzzles, dodging his attacks, and getting swarmed by pink Imperial guards. And the arena is massive, and everything blends together with it all being pink, making it a pain to spot the next puzzle or where to go. The Predator is a underrated but quite challenging boss in my opinion, and I'm gonna go and place him above General Grievous and the Basilisk and Rex Fury in challenging tier. Like I said, it's got a big arena and the objectives can be pretty vague, and it does take a while to take him down, and it is a long boss battle. Coming up next, it's time to be super sneaky. We do not want to wake up Smaug. It's Lego Hobbit. And honestly, I can't stand what they did with most of the bosses in Lego Hobbit. You just mash buttons and sit through glorified cutscenes. And Smaug doesn't even count as a boss until you fight him at the very end of the level by throwing water bombs at him. It's so underwhelming, and they didn't even finish the game, as we all know. For the positives, the game does have a stunning open world and pretty good level design for the most part. There wasn't many bosses to pick from, but the hardest boss battle in this game by far is Shadow Sauron. It drags on forever, and if you mess up your timing, it makes it a pain. You have to block at just the right moment, wait for openings, and deal with armored enemies that take 4 hits each to defeat. It's repetitive and just not fun. I'm gonna go and put Shadow Sauron in the painful tier above Gollum. You have the timing problem from the Rex Fury boss battle paired with bullet sponge enemies who just do not die, and it is so hard to sit through. Coming up next, we're about to get even more prehistoric. It's Lego Jurassic World. There is a boss in Lego Jurassic World that made so many players slam their controllers down in pure anger. The final Main Street showdown with the Indominus Rex. It looks simple at first. You start off using a cannon to shoot projectiles into its mouth. Then you switch to the raptors for some close combat, but here's where things get messy. Most players completely miss the next step. What the game doesn't clearly tell you is that you actually have to pounce on the Indominus Rex as the raptor. Yeah, people didn't spot the reticle, and it got so many people stuck online. And to make matters worse, there is a famous glitch where you cannot pounce as the raptors. So where to put the Indominus Rex? I won't say 99% of us got stuck, nor is it painful. I'm gonna go and place him at the top of challenging tier, because she is a final boss, and it is a pretty long boss battle. Things are about to get expensive. Next up, Lego Dimensions. This Lego game has more bosses than any other Lego game, and I already know who and where the hardest boss goes on the tier list. The Try is going straight to the top of the painful tier. This boss is a nightmare. You are constantly switching toys on the toy pad, and the grow shrink puzzle makes me want to throw the toy pad out of the window. It's not clever, it's not fun, it's just annoying. Most of the bosses in Lego Dimensions are amazing. The Try looks dumb and it takes so long to beat. You are talking 20 minutes for one boss battle. And I am not even counting the 2 sections before where you chase him down through the Lego movie world and Middle-earth. Dropping a year later in 2016, next up, Lego Marvel Avengers. Just like with Lego Marvel superheroes, the bosses in Lego Marvel Avengers are super easy. Now, this is not the case with Lego Marvel 2. You wait till you see the hardest boss in that game. In the end, I decided again it's the final boss, Ultron, who is the hardest. The weird 360-degree camera makes this boss battle look super cinematic, but it does make it a lot harder, as the camera stays center on Ultron and you miss objectives and wonder where you're meant to go as you're constantly turning. And then there is a section in the boss battle where Ultron grabs Thor, and I got stuck here for quite a bit because I didn't notice his hammer just lying casually on the ground, and you have to pick it up to move into the final stage. I'm gonna go and place Ultron in the not that hard tier below Galactus. Chewie, we're home. Next up, it's LEGO Star Wars 4. Being based off one movie, the game doesn't have many bosses. You have Kylo Ren, Captain Phasma, and FN whatever the name is. And Kylo Ren easily takes the crown for the hardest boss, not because he's powerful, but because the fight is completely unresponsive. You just keep swinging at him, waiting for something to happen while he stands there like he's waiting for a dinner reservation. Mate, the planet is literally exploding. Move. And to make it worse, there is a super famous bug where Kylo Ren leaps at you and you straight up cannot react. You just eat the hit. The only fix restarts the whole level. And oh my, I have never seen anything so awkward in a LEGO game boss battle. What is this button mashing section? I am placing Kylo at the bottom of challenging tier, not because he is tough, but because the fight is so bad, so unresponsive, and super buggy, making people have to look up what to do. It's honestly a joke. Coming up next would be LEGO Worlds, but that is a sandbox LEGO game, so we're gonna skip that and move straight on to LEGO Marvel Superheroes Help Me Now 2. This is the most painful boss in a LEGO game. Korvac. What were they thinking? I have never been so angry at a LEGO game boss. Enemies are non-stop, and the red vest enemies can only be defeated by knocking them off the map. Special moves do nothing, and then you have golden armor enemies too. But every time you try to laser them to defeat them, you get interrupted by Korvac knocking you back every second. It is not fun. You are trying to just shoot Korvac while so much is happening and the annoying henchmen just get in your way. Alongside these tractor beams that circle the arena, and if you step in the wrong place, you get instantly deleted. Without question, Korvac is going straight into painful tier. I haven't put him in the top tier because nobody really gets stuck on him. I have decided he is not as painful as the Try because that boss goes on forever and you have to do a lot more. Now, coming up next is that LEGO movie nobody remembers. Yep, it's the LEGO Ninjago the movie, the video game. I enjoy this LEGO game because it does feel different to the others, but let's be honest, most of the bosses in this game are super forgettable and so easy. Like Garmadon's mech, you just float around shooting at it like a carnival game. No challenge at all. At least when LEGO Batman 3 did this arcade style thing, they added power-ups and some actual danger. This is just shoot the big metal target. And then there is the dojo bosses, which were cool, but they all feel the same with a new lick of paint. So the only boss that stands out and is somewhat hard is the Mecha Crab Revenge. It's the best you're going to get. You have to jump up, kick back, whip around and spin, and dodge shockwave attacks while switching characters to strike it with spin jitsu. And yes, they changed it from the show. Now, I'm gonna go and place the Mecha Crab Revenge at the bottom of the not that hard tier. It's a fun boss battle, but not hard at all, and you can beat it in under 2 minutes. Fly home, buddy. Next up, LEGO Incredibles. This is the easiest LEGO game to 100%. You can 100% it in under 12 hours. And that is why a lot of LEGO game fans do not like LEGO Incredibles. You can beat it super quick, and the boss battles are not that tricky too. But the hardest boss by far is Bon Voyage. That whole maze sequence with the bombs was way more intense than I expected. You've got explosives coming from every direction. Same for the lasers. It actually made me lean forward. Okay, I'm going to place Bon Voyage at the top of a bit tricky tier because of that maze segment and the constant lasers you need to jump over. From superhero to supervillain. Next up, LEGO DC Supervillains. I said the Joker is a wanted man. The final boss, Darkseid, is genuinely wild for a LEGO game. You are free falling while Omega beams lock onto you, and if you get caught in the blast, instant death. And thanks to the gravity, dodging them feels way harder than it should, and the worst part, you cannot stay still to dodge the beams, as Darkseid will just grab you and end it right there. And his Omega beams love to lock onto you at the worst possible times, like when you're building. Darkseid is similar to Galactus from LEGO Marvel. Finally, a LEGO DC game has a Galactus-style boss that is actually good. Looking at you, Superman. And he is tougher. I'm gonna go and place Darkseid in challenging tier below the Indominus Rex, as Darkseid's objectives are a lot more clearer. Coming up next is the most hated LEGO game, LEGO Movie 2. This LEGO game did so much wrong, but the one thing it did good, the bosses. You feel like you are playing LEGO Shadow of the Colossus. All of the bosses are these gigantic Duplo creatures that you have to climb up. And what is so upsetting is how there isn't that many of them in the game. We should have had a lot more of these bosses. And the hardest has to go to the Sortopus. This boss battle takes place in a giant trash-filled arena, and it's way tougher than it looks. You've got to rotate these massive trash compactors so the ones filled with toxic waste end up under its vacuum arms. Once all of them are set in place, you will then stun the Sortopus, where you have to climb up it, while dodging traps and loads of mechanical death machines. You better time your jumps perfectly, otherwise you are getting flung right off. I love this boss battle, but a lot of people might not agree with me, because it can be quite difficult getting the toxic waste to line up and then having to time your jumps precisely when climbing up the Sortopus. It definitely can be painful, so I'm gonna go and place him in the painful tier above Shadow Sauron. At least it's not a buggy mess like Agent Spalko. Finally, our last LEGO game on the list, and then we will determine who is the all-time hardest LEGO game boss. It's LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I have chosen Jango Fett as the hardest boss because it is actually genuinely impossible to not get hit by a seismic charge. And tracking him down can be super annoying too. It's just not that great of a boss battle, and all the others in the Skywalker Saga are similar in difficulty because they all use the same lightsaber combat mechanic. And there you go, Jango Fett is now in the tier list, and after looking at the hardest boss from every LEGO game, one thing is clear. There are a lot of tricky boss battles, but Mauler Ram still reigns supreme, and to me, he is hands down the hardest LEGO game boss of all time. Thanks for watching, everyone. A subscribe and like would mean so much, and why not tap this video here and check out me ranking all of the big characters in LEGO games. Adios!